Morning, everybody. It's very early morning. It's black out there. What's it about? It's about 5:30 in the morning on Sunday morning. I couldn't sleep. I've been up for hours. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get me Witter done. And then it can be all there for the morning and all done, couldn't it? So, yeah, good morning. Happy Sunday. Sorry you didn't get a Witter earlier in the week. So my excuse today was I had a haircut. It's a lovely haircut. It's a very short haircut, which is what I requested. I have to say, I did request a very short haircut. So I got scalped. I think I call them economy haircuts because, you know, they're going to last longer, aren't they? So I thought, yeah, we'll have a nice short haircut. So he went even shorter than I realised. I think he knew what Boris was about to do. I reckon we're going to be locked down for ever more, amen, and I've got a haircut to suit it. So that's all right, isn't it? I shouldn't complain. But there's no way in a million years I could go out publicly with the colour that it was. You should have seen it. It looked moth-eaten. Honestly, unbelievable. Because where it had been dark with blue coming through and all sorts of weirdness, he chopped a lot of it out, but not all of it. And in some patches you could see the grey, in other patches you could see the pale blue, and in other bits you had little bits of dark blue left. It really, really looked moth-eaten. I can't describe it other than that. It was an absolute total colour-wise. Cut is fine, but colour, well, I mean, I know I'm known for weirdness and doing strange things with my hair, but my gosh, there's no way I could go out like that, let alone show you lot. So yesterday we got the bleach bottle out and we did a bit of the let's get rid of the blues, and we stuck some purple in with the help of Paul, because he always does the back for me, because well, that's if my mate Jackie's not about, because Jackie wasn't about because of all things. Although she's probably watching at God knows what time this morning. Good morning, darling. And I hope you're all right. So yeah, he's done the back for me, and I've done the rest of it. And this morning, see, I'm looking at myself because I can see myself in the camera. Yeah, never mind, it will settle. It's the first day of a cut. Well, second day of a cut, and a colour, so it'll all settle down in a couple of days' time. But there we go. So we're back to the bit of pink. Have to have a bit of pink. It's Christmas. We like a bit of pink. Boris has done as well, hasn't he? Never mind, So what I will say, and I'll say it quickly, is that I shall now do a Christmas Day Witter. That's because of Boris, because I know that there's quite a few out there that ain't going to be going anywhere anymore. And I'm going to say hello to you all, because I reckon I ought to do that. So, anyway, moving on. Witter Quilt number 7, which is Loved Somewhere, I've called it, because it was my pile of weird and wonderful fabrics of whatever I did, find. Okay. And we're just going to put them together and we're going to see what happens. All right, so you can see behind me, that was the last Witter. Right, so we just took a square, 3-inch square, and put a 1-inch border around it, in effect, of sort of a neutral, it's white with pink spots, which is not me at all, but you know what, seems to have done the job there. So in my little brain cell here, we're going to have, I think, 9 different squares by 9 different fabrics, if that makes sense. So that's one square with 9 different fabrics in the center. So now we're on to second square. All right, so what I have done over on Patchwork Witterings on Facebook in the group, anybody's welcome to join that, please do if you want to. I have put a photo of the pattern for that one with just a few very basic instructions. Hopefully you could all do that without thinking, really. Don't forget to add your seam allowances. All right, now square number 2 is again a fairly reasonably simple one. All right, we're just going for triangles. Okay, all right, so how we're doing that one, says she, lifting up a bit of paper. Okay, you've got a pattern there and you've got a how to. Now, quickest way I think, to do this is to cut 2 squares, 4.5-inch squares, that includes your seam allowance, and then cut them diagonally into your triangles, all right? So one of 2 colours, one 4.5-inch square of 2 colours, and then into triangles, and then join them. So you join them in two. Make sure you nest your seams in the centre, get them butted right up to each other, right sides together, and we slide those folds in together and put a pin in there. Really, really secure it. Can you hear Tom? He's shouting here. I checked, did he want to go out just now, and he's refused to go out. It's too early and it's raining. And now he's having a fit at the door, so he'll have to wait a minute. Never mind. So yeah, so get your points really, really well in the centre, and then you'll get very lovely, I suppose they call them half square triangles, don't they? So yeah, so that's how I've done those. But this time I've surrounded them all with the black. Okay, not surrounded them, but I've put black into each square, all right, because I thought, well, do you know what, there's going to be an awful lot of white in that, and me and white aren't the best of mates because I'm just a mucky bugger. So I'll put some of the black in on this one, but that seems to go with all of them as well. Bit of a strange mix, but there we are. So that's our next square. All right, now because I'm not sleeping very well at the minute, I have lots of brain sort of ideas in the middle of the night. There's a lot of you out there I know are probably very similar to me. And I woke up the other night and I thought, oh gosh, I think I know what we're going to do with all of these. I ain't going to tell you because it's going to be a surprise. But we're going to have, as I say, we're going to do 9 different designs in squares at 5-inch finish, using the 9 different fabrics, all right? But then how we put it together is going to be a bit different, all right? Having said that, you can put together however you want. But I've got another little plan in the brain cell, which I'm quite relieved about. Having said that, I would be very grateful if those above tell me what I'm going to do for the next 7 squares, because that could be quite handy, because I don't know yet. I've got a final plan, but I've not got the big bit in the middle. It'll happen. Always does, doesn't it? It'll happen. So, there we go. So that's Witter Quilt Salmon, Loved Somewhere. All right, so I'm going to put photos of those, again, over on Patchwork Witterings on Facebook in the group, all right, for everybody, so that if you get a bit of time over Christmas, being as we've now, a lot of us got a lot more time because we're not necessarily going to be socialising, you might be able to get that done. You never know. It doesn't actually take an awful long time. So it's 9, I had 9 black squares and then 9 different fabrics, all right. Chop them in half, turn them around, put them back together. All right, as I say, there's a bit of info how to there. Don't forget to add your seam allowances. No, actually, I'm lying. I am lying, because I'm saying cut 2 times 4.5-inch squares. That includes your seam allowance. I need to actually adjust that for you. All right. If they come out a little bit big, just trim them. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. You want them looking at 5.5 inches, which will include the seam allowance ready to put together. It's all very exciting. So hopefully you've all done your crazy shopping and things. Rearrangement of plans for a lot of people today. I should imagine there'll be lots of phone calls and Zoomings and things like that, I'm sure. But in amongst all of this, I have to say, please, please, please say hello to everybody that you know and make sure they're okay, all right, because this might upset a few people. It's upset me this week for all sorts of reasons, before yesterday's announcement, I have to say. So I know we've all got different thoughts on it. Some think it's all a conspiracy, some think it's all over the top, some think it's not. Do you know what, I don't know where I am on any of that. I just want to be careful, and I just want all my mates and all my friends to be here next year. So if that means we've got to have a boring Christmas, so be it. I'd rather see you all next year. That would be lovely. Right, okay, that's me lectured over for the day. So a bit of exercise, very important. A bit of tidying, because we've got Christmas coming and we want it all nice and tidy and looking lovely. Yeah, and remember your friends, all right? So there we go. Join me Christmas Day. I'm going to come out here in the morning, hopefully. and I'm going to do a witter, and I'm going to do the next set of squares, because I think that's a good plan. I might even do 2 sets of squares. So those of you that have nothing to do, have something to do. And those of you that have got lots to do, got loads of homework. All right, so one thing left to say. Be lovely. Good boy. I'm going out.